Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily change the call to action button that we typically see in the header of a MyListing website to open an Elementor pop-up. I recently had a client that wanted to do this for her particular needs, and thought I would share it with everybody. Let's go ahead and dive in. A little bit of background on this call to action button. For that, we dive back into our WordPress dashboard and we go to Theme Tools, Theme Options, in the header area, and then we scroll down just a bit and we'll see this call to action links to page. So this is whatever page you decide to link your call to action button to. With the MyListing demos, you typically see this linking to the add listing page, okay? And then you can set a label on your button, okay? For this particular starter site that I'm demoing here, I link to a page that I call Get Started with the button label of Get Started. And then that's kind of takes people right to the onboarding process. But like I said, in this video, we're going to completely bypass this altogether. Obviously, you're going to want to put the label that you want in here. So we're just going to leave this Get Started. But as far as the call to action links to page, we're not going to do anything with this at this point. I think it might actually be helpful too to tell you the scenario that my client had, just to give you an idea of something that where this might be useful. We're building out her site. She's got a launch date in the future. In the meantime, her blog is ready to go. And the idea is to hide every aspect of her website except for the blog and obviously the blog post. So the idea there is to put a subscribe to my newsletter form on the actual blog page and within each of the posts, but also to change this CTA button to, pull up a pop-up with Elementor that is a subscribe form. So I thought that was a unique request, and I thought it was pretty cool. So you could certainly just rely on people seeing the form and filling in the information there. But she thought it would be great to use that button and just call up a pop-up. So maybe that gets your creative juices flowing for other uses you could think for that. Things off the top of my head is launching a mega menu. That's one thing that you could do. Some other side menu, whatever. There's just a million things that you could probably come up with here, okay? But you get the idea. Let's go ahead and dive into the technical bits. It's very, very easy to do this. We're going to use FileZilla. It's a free application. I've got it pulled up right now. It's a free application for any operating system, Windows, Mac, whatever. You just punch in your information that your host gives you to connect to FTP, SFTP. Punch that in. It takes 15 seconds to punch in that information. Punch it in. Connect your site, which I am currently connected, and we just browse the file system. Okay. The first thing we need to do is locate the file that we need to edit. I say this is easy, but it's only easy if you've figured it out. I'm no coder myself, but I know enough to be dangerous, and I know where to look, and I typically know what to change. Not every time, but I find it. So that's just to say, don't be super scared of what's going on here. Always take a backup of your site if you're that worried about it. But another alternative is to use a free plugin like File Manager. It'll do the same thing as FileZilla, but the problem with that and why I don't recommend that is that one, it's just another security hole into your website, and especially because people forget to uninstall it. The second one is if you screw something up and you take down your website, you're going to need to get in there anyway with FileZilla or some other tool that your web host gives you to browse your file system. But by the time you do all of that, who knows how many visitors you've lost and things like that. So it's always safer just to go through FileZilla for this kind of thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and browse our file system. We're going to go to WP Content. We're going to go to Themes. We're going to go into the MyListing parent theme, and we're going to locate this file. I know just because I've found it already that it's in the partials folder, and it's in the header folder here. Okay, and then I located what's called the call to action PHP file. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that file down to my local workstation. All right. We also need to recreate the same path in our child theme. Okay. This is very important. You got to get the path exactly right. So we're going to copy that folder path. We're going to go into our child theme. What the child theme does is it protects our changes here from being overwritten when the parent theme is updated. Okay. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to say create directory. And I'm just going to paste in that path that I copied from before. All right. With that path in there, we're going to browse to that path, partials, header, okay? And we're going to copy back that file into that folder. All right, so now we have the child theme set up, ready to go, the exact path, the exact file name. We have a one-to-one match with the parent and the child theme, okay? So now the changes we're going to make in the child theme, these are going to be preserved, like I said, when the parent theme is updated. All right, we're going to right-click on this file and choose edit. This is going to bring up whatever text editor that you use on your local workstation. And what we're looking for here is something that has the words like ahref, which means a link, link to something. And the only one in here, so if you do a search, there's not a whole lot of code in here. If you do a search for href, for example, we see one entry. So we know there's only one thing that we can possibly change in here to make this work. And what we're looking for here is if you've ever seen an ahref link, you know that you have the quotes and you put the URL in between the quotes. So I knew to do that, right? So what that means is we need to clear out everything between the quotes here. There we go. So now it's ready for us to put our custom link in here. All right, I'm going to move this file editor to my other screen. We're just going to keep that where it is. We're not going to save any changes or anything yet. Just going to leave that sit there. We're going to minimize FileZilla. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go find the pop-up that we want to call. All right. So for that, I'm going to go to my templates and just sort by pop-ups. Or if you already know what your pop-up name is, you can just go straight into your templates. Let's just pick one here. Let's do this age gate pop-up right here. All right. So let's edit that with Elementor. And I've got a guide on how to do what we're about to do, but I'm just gonna show you here. Okay, so we want to go to the settings of the pop-up, so this little gear icon in the bottom left, and we want to go to the advanced tab. Okay, and then open by selector. This is where we are telling this pop-up, we're saying, hey, you are allowed to be opened up by, when this link is activated. And I am blanking on the exact syntax. So hold on one second. Let me see if I can find this in one of these other pop-ups. I think this one has it. Again, I've got a guide on this if you go to the club website. There we go. So this is the syntax. Let's copy that. Let's drop that in here and then I'll explain it. So here we go. So we've got A, which is, link, bracket. This is basically putting kind of like a short code. So A, left bracket, href equals, and then it's kind of like we're putting if you've ever done like an anchor. So you're going to a particular place on a page with using an ID. This pound symbol is essentially the ID. So long story short, we are saying that we can open up this particular pop-up if we use a link that has hashtag add listing in it. In this case, I'm going to change it to, we'll just call CTA for fun. Okay, CTA. So that's your syntax. Whatever you want after that pound symbol and in between, you see what it is. I'll blow this up for you here. That's your syntax. And then you just put whatever you want after that pound symbol to call it. All right, so we're going to do CTA. I'm going to save this. Here's another trick. You need to do a display condition of entire site. Okay, so let's go back, click add condition, and that's it. You're good. By default, it's going to do entire site. Save your changes. That's going to allow that pop-up to be called from anywhere, okay, on your whole site. All right, so we've got that set. Now let's go back to our file. Okay. There we go. We need to put that link in here. #CTA. That's our link. All right. Let's save this. Minimize this. And let's see. Yep. Upload our changes to FileZilla. And let's go test it out. All right. So before, we clicked on the CTA. It took us to the Get Started. It took us to a page. Click on it now. Boom. Pop up. All right. Like I said, you can change this label to whatever you want. So theme tools, theme options. Was temporarily, like I said, she was temporarily just putting her site in, like blog only mode, let's call it, So let's just call this subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Let's refresh the home page or refresh our page. So now we see that CTA is called subscribe. Click that link, boom, pretend this was a subscription form. It's a subscribe form, like for the newsletter or whatever, okay? You get the idea. It doesn't matter what this label is, whatever you call this, doesn't matter. Okay, hopefully this gets your creative juices flowing and you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all on the next one. See ya.